This is the Chapter 8 test review. I'm going to be doing the odds. I don't have an answer key, but I'm going to try my best. So if you find anything that's incorrect, please let me know. All right, for the first one here, it just says graph each pre-image and then its image given the following translations. So you just got to graph both of them, or graph the original image here and then the translation of what's going to happen. So I'll do that quick. This is what the pre-image would look like, and then what we have to do is it's going to be x minus 2, y plus 1. So each one of these points, we're going to go on the x, like left or right, it's going to be minus 2, and then the y is going to be plus 1. So for you right here, I'm going to go to the left 2, and then it says I got to go up 1. So same thing with v, to the left 2, up 1, w, to the left 2, up 1, and then T to the left 2, up 1, and that's my new shape. And then what I would just need to do is make sure that I'm putting my prime signs, so I'm labeling. All right, and then number 3, I'll graph that real quick. So after graphing, that's what the pre-image looks like. And then what it's telling me is that I need to go positive 1 and then positive 1 for each point. So for the W, I need to go to the right 1 and then up 1. V is right 1, up 1, and then X is right 1, up 1. And then I have my new figure. So that's how it's been translated or transformed. And then I would just make sure I put my primes in here. That's it. All right, for 5, let me see here. It's asking me write the translation. Sorry, you can't see that, but it says write the translation as it moves. So I know that this bottom figure right here is going to be my pre-image or the original image. So what happens to each point? So if I just go to see what happens between this x and then the x prime, I know that I have to go to the 1, left 2. So what I could do is I could start writing my translation. So this is just your pre-image right here. So the pre-image transforms into, and then how does it transform? So it says that the x has to go to the left 2. So it's going to be x minus 2. And then what happens with the y's? It goes plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. So y plus 4. And that's all you have to do. 7, I'm going to do the same thing. This top right image is my original image here. So I'll start off so this is my pre-image right here. It transforms or translates to, it transforms into, and then we just gotta compare one of the points. So what happens to V right here in the bottom left? On the x-axis, on the x-axis it goes -1, -2, -3. So I'd do x minus 3. And then on the y-axis, it says go down, so gotta go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be y minus 5 because I'm going down. Determine the coordinates of the pre-image given the function. So the translation. Okay, so all we need to do here is that. So the thing that's wrong here is that these are supposed to have prime symbols on it. So this right here is the image. What we need to do is find the pre-image. So we need to do the opposite of this, okay? And that's for each one of these. So in each one, I'm going to be adding 2 to the x and then minusing 3 to the y, because I'm trying to get from the image, I'm trying to go backwards to my pre-image. So I would just add 2 to the x and then minus 3 on the y. I'm just doing the opposite of what it's telling me. So r is going to be equal to -1 and then -3. S is going to be equal to 0, and then -5, and then T is going to be equal to 1, and then -6. So what that's saying is, if this is, say, if you were to graph this, and this is a -1, -3, so R is down here, and then S is 0, -5, which would be about right there, S, and then T is 1, -6, so it's kind of like this triangle right here. This is our pre-image, and that's these coordinates right here. So that's what we did, is that it gave us the coordinates of the image, or the second part of it, and then it said what were the original images, or the pre-image, and so this would be the where it all started. This is the OG right here. 11, reflect across x equals -2. So x, I started at 0, 0, I go to the left, and I find -2. So that's -2 right there. And then I have my point, which is -1, 2, -3, -3 right there. So that's k. So what I need to do is I need to reflect that point over the line that we drew. So if k is one spot away from that line, we would just mark our new one, or our k prime, one to the right of it, and that's it. Let me erase this quick to do the second one. I don't believe that we did the y equals x here. So I wouldn't worry about that one. So we're not going to worry about that. 15, reflect across y equals 1. So y is going to be horizontal, because we just go, if we're at 0, 0, and we had to go up 1, that would be around the y-axis, so that's right here. And then all we need to do is reflect the point. So if r is 1 away, it'll be 1 away on this side. So R would be right there. Q is 1, 2, 3 away from that purple line, so it'd be 1, 2, 3 on top of it. And then S is 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'd be right there. Then I would just graph it, and then make sure you label it. So Q prime, R prime, and S prime, and that's it. We're not going to do 17, so don't worry about that. And then I believe we didn't do y over x, so don't worry about 16 either. All right, 19, write a rotation rule to generalize that angle of rotation about the origin. So all we're doing is we're finding out what we have to do between the rotation. So let's see here, number 19, it looks like it flips once, and then it flips twice. So if it flips twice, it's 180. And then if I go down here to my rules, all you'd have to put is -x, -y. With this one right here, sorry about that, I screwed that one up, because as you can see, the black is my pre-image, so it goes, if we're going counterclockwise, it goes up, left, left. So it is still 182 turns, but I just went the wrong way. So make sure you distinguish between your pre-image and your image. So this is my pre-image. It flips, goes once, again it goes twice, so this one would be 180. So the same thing, -x, -y. With this one right here, the first thing we gotta do is find out all the points. So I got all the points here. Now I need to find, that's my original image. Now I need to find the image. So it says that I want to rotate 90 degrees. So I go over to my rules, and it just says that what I need to do is I need to flip whatever the y is, and then I need to flip the order of them. So for example, if you look at E right here, if it's -1, 1, first I need to flip the order of them, so it'd be 1, -1, and then I need to flip the sign of the y. So my E prime, and I don't have a spot to write this, but my E prime would be equal to -1, -1. So I'm going to do -1, -1, and I'm just going to do E prime right there. F would be, I'm going to flip the order of them, and then flip the sign of the y. So 3, -4. G is going to equal +5, -3. And then D is going to equal 4, 1. So let me plot those points quick. So after plotting those points, the last thing I do is connect them to show the image, and then just make sure that we label. So this would be F prime, this would be G prime, and this would be D prime. And remember, you can always rotate your paper and do it from there. So the second way of doing it, but I'm unable to do that showing you on here. We're going to do the same thing, 180 around the origin. So let's go back to our notes. 180, x, y turns into -x and -y. So we're flipping the signs. So x, y turns into -x, -y. So the first thing I need to do is get the points of all of these. So after finding the coordinates of all of these, all I need to do is apply this rule. So it's just the x and the y stay in their same spots, but the signs flip. So k is going to be 3, -4. L is going to be 0, because you can't flip the sign of 0. -4. Same thing with J, 0, 3. And then M is going to be 0, 1. So let me plot those. So after a little bit of trial and error, I figured out that I screwed up on J right here, and it was -3, 0, so then it turns into 3, 0. So then I take these points right here, and I plot that, and that's my image. And just make sure I connect the dots and label, and I'm good. All right, for 27, draw lines and then state how many lines of symmetry there are. So it looks like if it's all about folding, so it seems like I can only fold it that way. So that would be one line of symmetry. And then 29 looks like I can fold it this way, and then it looks like I can also fold it that way. I can't do any diagonals, so it looks like that would be 2. 31 and 33, given the scale factor, determine if the dilation would be enlarged or reduced. So if it's less than 1, we know that it is a dilation, it is reduced. If it's greater than 1, we know that it's getting bigger, so it'd be enlarged. So 2/3 is less than 1, so that's going to be reduced. And then 33, 2.3 is bigger than 1, so that's going to be enlarged. And then 35, graph the pre-image and image of each polygon with the given vertices after the dilation centered at the origin. So let me graph this real quick. So that's what it looks like after I have graphed these points. And then our scale factor is 3/2. So what we need to do is, what we're doing is, because it's 3/2, we're just multiplying it, each one of these, and we're going to get new points. So we're going to get our Q prime, R prime, and S prime. So what I'm going to do here is, even though it's a fraction, don't worry about it. I know that 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. So I'm going to multiply each one of these by 1.5. So after multiplying all of them by 1.5, these are my new points. So then I'm just going to graph these. So that would be negative 1.5, negative 1.5. So it's a little bit off right there, but it should be right in the middle there somewhere. And then 0, 3 right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 1.5 right there. So then I'm just going to graph these dots right here. So it's a little bit, it's not perfect, but remember it's around the origin, so it's not going to be 1.5 in all areas. But then after that, we would just need to, that'd be S prime, R prime, and then this one right here be Q prime. And that's all I have. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, email me or Mr. Cladis. Let us know what you're having trouble with. All right, thanks, guys.